69.4% of those arrested for shoplifting were white people. And arrest data already undercounts white shoplifters because of racial profiling. And yet it's the black and brown people, the black and brown shoppers who get profiled, who get followed, while it's the white people who walk out unbothered with carts, buggies, baby carriers full of merchandise. 20% of shoplifters come from families that earn over $75,000 annually. So that debunks the myth of shoplifting being poverty-driven and specifically poverty-stricken people of color. We haven't even gotten to the bigger thefts going on by white people. So far, I've only talked about petty crimes. Let's talk about blue-collar crime, which costs the American economy between $427 million to $1.7 trillion annually. Wage theft alone costs $15 billion, which exceeds the total value of burglaries and larceny and robberies combined, including motor vehicle theft. Did you know that wage theft affects more people than bank robberies, convenience store robberies, street robberies, and convenience station robberies combined? So a black child gets chased down and shot in the back over 4 water bottles he never took. And the jury says that's fine. That's fine. But yet the men who crashed the economy are stealing from American workers' paychecks and have committed $1 trillion worth of fraud. They'll get 2 years. Maybe a slap on the wrist, if even that. But like the people in the comments of that video of the black lady showing what she took from a store that she had in her baby carrier, and it's all soaps, necessities, hygiene products, and the people in the comments talking about, I knew from the hand color, I'm not surprised, fatigue, all these comments. Be the same people letting an old rich white man steal from you, fuck you in your asshole, and you say thank you. Because you all believe in the lie that was told to you, that crime is inherent to people with melanated skin. Also that the narcissistic abuse can continue, and these people, these non-melanated, pale-skinned people, money or no money, who make up for almost 70% of shoplifting arrests, if not more, can rob you and everyone around them blind. Rob you of your merchandise. Rob you of your rights, your freedoms, your voice. Rob you of your existence, and y'all are sitting up here saying, thank you. Y'all are sitting up here saying, but what about the black lady? What about that black hand I done seen? And the whole time,
Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, or HaKadosh. Double honors to apostles, elders, great millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect. This is the brother Ya'ayar Buninyam, the great millstone camp of Augusta, Georgia. Just come with a lesson. I pray be edifying to the flock. You saw the video, and everything she said was true. It's true. These Edomites are the main ones who shoplift. Main ones. You have to understand the nature of these people, these Edomites. They have went around the world raping, robbing, and murdering to get what they have today. So them shoplifting isn't anything new. Them being at the highest level, the highest demographic that does it, is nothing new. This is what they do. We always tell you, man. The spirit that's in these people are crooked. They're wicked. They're not. If they're truly Edomites, they can't be changed. They are what they are. You know. But what the points she brought out were on the money. When a so-called black person, Hispanic or Native American, goes into any of these establishments, they are racially profiled. And they will be looked at as soon as they step in, and to be watched. And as soon as they, all the way until they leave. That's just how it is. Excuse me, slocky. That's just how it is. But this is how they get down. And these other nations be the main ones, doing it. outside of the Edomites, these Arabs, these Asians, those East Indians, they all do it. They all do it. I actually looked it up myself because I wanted to see, and I put in demographics who shoplift the most, and this came up when I put who has the highest rate of shoplifting, and look who is number one. 77.52, 74.89 to 79.94. Look who it is. Okay, people who claim to be so-called white Edomites, they are the ones who do it the most. And like I said, and you notice they got so-called black people next and Asians and so forth. But number one spot, Edomites. Like I said, these people have conquered the world through stealing. They took lands by stealing. South Africa, they stole it. North America, they stole it. Canada, they stole it. Central South America, they stole it. Australia, they stole it. Europe, they stole that too. So everywhere they went, they would be thieves. That's just their nature. So how much more so would they not just steal, out of stores and things of that nature? Come on, you gotta think about it. They just are who they are. That's what they do. And it's cool. All this is coming out. We live in a great time of this social media is bringing all this information out, and we use it a lot. Especially on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. We use a lot of stuff to bring this knowledge out. And we filter it through the scriptures. But the truth is coming out in these last days that we're in, these latter days. The truth is coming out. And more we're seeing who the problem of the earth is. The people who are the problem, the Edomites, okay? So-called white people. They're Edomites. They are the root of all this. And like I said, it's all coming out. More people are talking about it. Like that Eve, she was talking about it. And if you see this because I follow this Hawk podcast.
69.4%.
Slocky. He's a Edomite. Looks like it. So-called white person who he's bringing out a lot of stuff about his people. And you see the title, White People Steal More Than Anybody Else. Go to the comments. Hopefully the comments come up. There we go. It's a good quote this person said. This person, Martin L. Rich. I guess how you say it, I don't know. Martin L. Rich. Steal little and they throw you in jail. Steal a lot and they make you a king. I guess Bob Dylan said that. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Yeah. Somebody said rendezvous, something like that. It says it's funny how a candy bar is more important to Republicans than a veteran's pension getting stolen. Hey, another good point. That's all I read right there. But yeah, steal little, they throw you in jail. Steal a lot, they make you a king. And the scriptures tell you that in Proverbs, the 29th chapter, verse 2, it mentions when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. I mean, and people are mourning and going through things like the person said. You've had people like, what's that dude back in the day, Bernie Madoff, and so many of these like hedge fund CEOs, these people that were, in the banking and so forth, these different CEOs of corporations, they stole millions of dollars from people. Pretty much a slap on the wrist. But then when someone's like she mentioned, a Israelite, a Jake, stealing, supposedly, taking something out of a convenience store, even though he didn't take anything, he gets shot in the back. You see? So that's the disconnect that we have. And the scriptures tell you, man, the wicked are in authority. That's what's going on. The wicked, Esau, Edom, they're in authority. This is why this place is so corrupt. This whole earth is corrupt because they went about the earth corrupting everything. Let me get that right quick. It's like let me see. It's let's see. Bring this out a lot. Let me get it right quick. It's I think Jeremiah. Give me a moment. Let me see. Let's see. Jeremiah 51 verse 7. Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. So this place, America, because this is the greatest nation that the Edomites would rule in, America, Babylon. This place has pushed all its wickedness throughout the earth and have corrupted all these different nations through policies, geopolitical policies, through the culture of this place, through TV, radio, movies. This place has pushed all this across the earth, and all these other nations have followed suit. And this place has just been very, very wicked. And the ones who run it are the Edomites. They have pushed everything that is pushed here in America, Babylon, comes out their minds. This is why this whole earth has become more wicked. And so these people doing the things they do, like the woman brought out, they steal. Of course they're gonna steal. Cause that's their nature. That's all they know how to do. That's how they've been able to get the things that they have. through stealing, robbing from people. So it's not far fetched to understand that they, like the heading of the video said, white people steal the most. That's just all there is to it. You know? And like I said, this truth is coming out more and more. This truth that who these people are, what they're about, is coming out. You know, through the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. He's gonna let all this be made known. You know, because he's gonna hold this against, judge these Edomites and other nations based off the things they've done. The receipts are there. We got the receipts. So hey, they're gonna get it. You know. And like she was mentioning, like she mentioned the Jake that got gunned down, back in 2023. I can't remember his first name. I did a lesson on him last week, but I think his last name was Carmack, if I'm not mistaken. Can't remember his first name, Slocky. But the Moabite that killed him, the Asian Chinese man that killed him, his name was Ricky Chow. Suppose he, well, I think the son might have did it, but they're saying that he did it. Just some things don't add up. He old. How is he able to keep up with Jake like that? But anyways, he shot him in the back for what? Supposedly stealing, and he didn't steal anything. So you see that these Edomites and these other nations can steal all day and get away with it. Actually do something, actually steal something, and they get away with it. Especially these Edomites, because they're the wicked. And right now they're ruling. So they make the laws here in America, Babylon, so they can get away with stuff. But in the kingdom of heaven, it's not going to be like that. They're going to follow by the rules of Yahweh Shem Shai, the rules of these laws, statutes, commandments, and these scriptures. I tell you, there's a lot they got to have to pay for. But Lamentations 4 verse 18 says, they hunt our steps that we cannot go in our streets. Our end is near, our days are fulfilled, for our end is come. And that's what goes on. That's why they can make these videos and stuff talking about and make up these statistics that so-called black people steal the most. And we do all the major foul things that you can think of out here. Is always so-called black people, Hispanics, Native Americans that do all this stuff. We're the most wicked out here. But in reality, the wicked are the Edomites. They're the ones that Yahweh Shem Shai has a controversy with. That there's no mercy for them. It's them. Verse 19 mentions our persecutors are swifter than eagles of the heavens. They pursue us upon the mountains. They laid wait for us in the wilderness. And that's what these people do. And this, like I said, that's why they push all this propaganda out there to make it seem like Israelites, so-called black Hispanics, Native Americans, are the worst. But, we're not. Now you got 2/3 of our people that do some wicked stuff. But compared to the Edomites, nowhere close. Nowhere close. But yeah, I found that very interesting. That video, and like I said, as you can see, it was an Eve that was bringing this stuff out. Bringing out the receipts, bringing up the true statistics of who really commits all this thievery out here. The Edomites. So hey, listen again. This truth that Yahweh Shem Shai is bringing out is great. He's letting a lot of things be known through his prophets. Starting with our apostles, our elder bishops, our elders of Great Millstone, down to the least brother. We're bringing these things out because we're holding these people accountable for all the wickedness that they've done and continue to do. So, more videos. Don't be surprised when you see more videos going into more things about these Edomites and the other nations. So that's all I had. I like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, or Hakwadash. Double honors, apostle, elders, great millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect.